You can want love and still be emotionally unavailable. Let's talk about that. Welcome to day 30. I'm Dr. Nicole. I'm so glad you've made it this far on the journey. Today, we're talking about emotional availability, which is the foundation of every healthy relationship. This is for every woman who says she wants love, but finds herself pulling away when things get real. For every woman who attracts unavailable people and is wondering why. For every woman who's been told she has walls up, but doesn't know how to take them down. Because here's the truth, you can't attract what you're not willing to be. If you want emotional availability from others, you have to be emotionally available yourself. Let's talk about what emotional availability actually is. Let's clear up some misconceptions because it's not what most people think. Emotional availability is not oversharing, it's not dumping your trauma on someone that you just met or telling everyone your deepest secrets. That's not availability, that is often a trauma response. Emotional availability is consistency, openness, and presence. Consistency means your emotional responses are predictable and stable. You don't go from warm to cold without any explanation. You don't punish people for getting close to you. Openness means you're willing to share your authentic thoughts and feelings when it's appropriate. You don't hide behind a mask of perfection or keeping everything surface level. And presence means you're actually there in your relationships. You're not distracted, not planning your exit strategy, not keeping one foot out the door. Emotionally available people can handle difficult conversations without shutting down. They can express their needs without attacking. They can receive love without immediately looking for the catch. They're not perfect, but they are real. They're not invulnerable, but they're not defensive. They're human and they let others be human too. Now, let's talk about emotional unavailability because understanding how we protect ourselves is the first step to healing. Guarded women often self protect a few ways through perfectionism. If you never show your flaws, no one can reject the real you. But perfectionism keeps people at arm's length because they can't connect with someone who seems to have no struggles. Then there's sarcasm and humor, using jokes to deflect serious conversations or emotional moments. While humor is beautiful, when it's used to avoid vulnerability, it becomes a wall. Staying busy. That's where you always have something to do, so you don't have time for deep conversations or emotional intimacy. Busyness becomes a way to avoid the discomfort of truly being seen or focusing on others, always asking about their problems, their lives, their feelings, so you never have to share yours. You become the therapist in every relationship. Or there's intellectualizing emotions, talking about feelings instead of feeling them, analyzing your emotions instead of experiencing them. These strategies worked at some point. They protected you from pain, disappointment, or rejection. But now they're protecting you from love too. Here's some signs that you might be emotionally unavailable, even if you don't realize it. You attract unavailable people. Like attracts like. If you keep ending up with people who can't commit, who are hot and cold, or who keep you at a distance, look at your own availability. You get uncomfortable when people get too close. When someone starts to really see you, care about you, or want to spend more time with you, you feel suffocated or want to pull away. You have a hard time expressing your needs. You can take care of everyone else, but you struggle to ask for what you need or to be vulnerable about your own struggles. You keep relationships surface level. Your conversations stay safe. Work, weather, plans. You avoid topics that might reveal who you really are or what you really feel. You have an exit strategy in every relationship. You're always looking for reasons why it won't work, always keeping your options open, always ready to leave before you can be left. You feel guilty when people do nice things for you. You're uncomfortable receiving love, attention, or care because it feels like too much or like you will owe them something. If any of these resonate, you're not broken. You're just protecting yourself in ways that no longer serve you. Here's the beautiful thing. Softness is the pathway back to emotional availability. When you soften your nervous system through the practices that we've learned, breathing, grounding, regulating, you create the internal safety needed for emotional availability. When you soften your defenses, you can let people see the real you without feeling like you're in danger. When you soften your expectations, you can be present with people as they are instead of constantly evaluating whether they're safe enough. Softness allows you to share your authentic feelings without drama, receive love without suspicion, stay present during difficult conversations, express your needs without aggression, be vulnerable without being a victim. The key is that softness and boundaries work together. You don't have to choose between being open and being safe. You can be emotionally available and have healthy limits. Here's how to start becoming more emotionally available. Start small. This is my favorite thing about this. Share one real thing about your day when someone asks how you're doing. Instead of fine, try actually, I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed today. Practice staying present. When someone is talking to you, really listen instead of planning what you'll say next or thinking about your to do list. Express appreciation. Tell people specifically what you appreciate about them. This creates emotional connection and shows that you're paying attention. Ask for small things. Practice asking for help, support, or comfort in low stakes situations. This builds your capacity to be vulnerable. Notice your walls. When you feel yourself shutting down or pulling away, pause and ask, what am I protecting myself from right now? Is this protection still necessary? Here's what's crucial to understand: availability starts with safety, not force. You can't force yourself to be emotionally available if you don't feel safe. You can't will yourself to be vulnerable if your nervous system is in protection mode. This is why all the work that we've done up until now, regulating your nervous system, setting boundaries, healing your relationship with yourself, is the foundation for emotional availability. When you feel safe within yourself, when you trust your ability to handle whatever comes up, when you know you can protect yourself if needed, that's when you can afford to be open. Availability starts with safety, not force. You don't have to tear down all your walls at once. You just have to be willing to open the door a little bit at a time. The love you want is on the other side of your willingness to be seen, to be real, to be human. Make sure you hit subscribe because tomorrow we're going into day 31 and talking about why rest is productive. As we continue this journey of feminine wisdom together, we have to talk about rest. Tell me in the comments, what's the biggest shift you've experienced over these past 30 days so far? Thank you so much for joining and continuing this journey, and I will see you tomorrow. I'm Dr. Nicole.